Can you hear me? All right. Can you unmute and say something so I can make sure I can hear you as well?
Mvhayv.
All right, SJ Estongo. I'm doing good. I know we're getting ready to come up on a holiday tomorrow, so I've been rushing a little bit and trying to get some new things on here. It's good to see everybody. I can hear you guys, so I'm excited. Everything's working fine. Let's see. So we started a new module last week and trying to share things with you guys. Come on. Okay, module 3. Okay. So we're just going to go over a couple of things right now. We're just reviewing module 1, 2, and then we're going to get into module 3, what we're not going to do. And I've got some examples and some new vocabulary for today. So let's just review a couple of things here in module 1. Okay, so we've already gone through our alphabet. Let me see. Make sure I can share it with you guys. There you go. All right. So now, let's see, we've gone through our alphabet right there. If you need to refresh, like I said, I'm just briefly touching over what we've already gone through. These are our alphabet: A, G, E, E, B, G, A, G, Li, Me, O, B, the Li or Thi, C, D, U, We, Ye. All right. So like I said, if you have any questions on this, it's in the Google Drive. And that's, you know, from the alphabet, we went to 2-letter syllables. Let's go with the second one. Me, 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 a, me, o, me, u, me, ma, me, mo, mu, ma. All right. So remember, we went through the 2-letter syllables. And here they are without all of the alphabet syllables. So let's go with right here. Ha, he, ho, hu, ha. La, li, le, lo, lu, la. All right, so we went from alphabet 2-letter syllables to the 3-letter syllables. And like I said, if you guys miss some of these sounds, just go back and repeat this and just practice. I know I still have to practice as well. Has, his, hos, whose, us. Ma, me, mo, mu, ma. All right, this is also in, like I said, I'm refreshing, so I put it in module 3, classroom 1. So we went from alphabet to 2-letter syllables to 3-letter syllables in module 1. Let's go ahead and a lot of things that I'm doing right now is repeating, because I know sometimes we just have to repeat to remember. And I'm briefly going over this so we can remember. So hombida, to eat, first person, we are conjugating. Drop the ETV, you get your verb stem, you lengthen the final vowel, you add the person marker, which in first person is I, in present tense, first person, non-negation. You add your declarative ending S or ES. So you go from hombida to home base. Verb stem, right there in red, person marker blue, green is S or ES, is the declarative ending, which means am, are, is, and also means a period. So home base, I am eating. So we've gone through that. So we should be able to conjugate in that way. All of the infinitive verbs, even the infinitive verbs that I'm going to give you today, you're going to be able to conjugate that because we've already conjugated that. So any infinitive verb you can conjugate for present tense right there, for first person. And here you go. Hombres. Eating, I am. Hombres. Eating, I am eating. And like I told my other class a couple days ago, that if you want to think about it in Muskogee terms or Muskogee way, Muskogee is not backwards. So eating, I am, and then switch it backwards, I am eating. I thought that was kind of cool. You know, just to switch your brain a little bit to thinking Muskogee. And I know people who learn English first, they think, oh, Muskogee's backwards. Well, if you think about it, Muskogee is how many thousands, if not millions of years old. So I don't think we're backwards. Maybe it's English that may be backwards, but I'm just playing with that idea. All right, so what I'm showing you guys all of this, I cannot see your picture. So if you guys have any questions or raising your hand or say anything, I can't see it. For some reason, this one screen resets and I have no idea what happened. But if you have anything to say, just unmute and ask the question, or you can just write in the chat. All right, so we went from Hombeda to, let's see, second person. Let's look at second person. I can find the second person. Oh, here it is. All right, second person. Iskida, to drink. You drop your ETV, you get your verb stem. You lengthen the final vowel, so iskida. You add your person marker, which the second person is itsk. For present tense purposes, it's itsk. You add your declarative ending, es. Isk, itskis. Isk, itskis. Is itskis. Isk, itskis. So you put it all together, you get your verb stem, you got your person marker, itsk. And you got the declarative ending, is itskis. All right. I know I'm going a little fast. If you guys have any questions, you can slow me down and ask a question. Like I said, these are just refresher, but you know, even still, sometimes people have questions. So just ask a question. So here it is in a different format, so you can see what the breakdown of each little thing is. So you got drinking, you are. Is, it's, is. So you know, I still think it's exciting to think that people think this is one word, but it's actually a sentence. So now you know, drinking, you are, and you know what each thing means. So the Muskogee word is isitskis, isk, itskis, isk, iskis. I know my mouth gets a little tongue-tied still. Drinking, you are. And like I said, make it backwards, you were drinking. All right. Like I said, I like to play with things and make it exciting for me. And just to think that Muskogee is always correct because I'm learning it is I like to throw it around and say, okay, well, English is backwards instead of Muskogee. But you know, like I said, whatever works for you, if you don't want to think it like that, that's fine. But I just, like I said, I try to be happy and learn this and play with it in my mind so I can retain it in the way I know how to retain it. And if your thinking is a little different, just retain it how you can play with it. And you know, if you like colors, here's your colors. I like to put things in colors as well. It just takes a little extra time to sit there and do everything. But you know, for those of us who like colors, I'm trying to make sure that we capture everybody. All right. Hijida, to see. And sometimes I hear hijida. Like I said, I've heard some of these words in different ways. So hijida. I've looked it up in the dictionary before, and then I still heard people say it differently. So hijida. Like I said, I've heard different ways. I'm not going to say either way is wrong, but that's just me. As long as we're communicating, I think we're doing well. All right. To see, you drop your ETV, you get your verb stem. Now it's hijida or heach. Heach is the final vowel, so we lengthen it. You add your person marker. Remember, that is just a place marker right here. Because third person, there is no person marker. All right, so that is just my place marker, so I know that I don't skip a step. Again, my place marker, and then you add your ES. The reason why you add ES instead of just the S is because the C right here, I can't get it to highlight, but the C right there before the placeholder is not a vowel, so we add a vowel. If it was a vowel, we don't add a vowel. I know some of these little notes get lost, in time, so I just wanted to refresh that. The reason why we put the ES there instead of the S is because the C is not a vowel, so we add the vowel. If that was a or any kind of vowel, then we would have just added S. All right. So S or ES means period, and the end of the sentence as well as am, are, and is. Each place marker is. So verb stem in red. Your place marker, which means she, he, they, it, singular, because we're still talking about singular. And that's the place marker. You got your ES because C is not a vowel, you add your vowel. The declarative ending is S or ES. Like I said, we added ES. I should have put ES there. So if you already printed this out, just go ahead and add the ES, which means am, are, is, also the period at the end of the sentence. He just. All right. We've learned a lot, so I'm excited. All right. He just. So now you can see what each little part of this, I want to say word, but it's a sentence. Each part of this means seeing, they are. And this also, like I said, it could be she, seeing she is, seeing he is, seeing it is, seeing they are. All right. So that one little part right here can be many different things, many different words. And it's context. If you're talking about a girl, you're talking about a boy, you're talking about an animal or something, so it's just context. So that's how you know who you're talking about. He just. Let's go, you word he just. Literal translation, seeing they are seeing. Like I said, that could be she is seeing, he is seeing, it is seeing. All right. I'm working on another song that we can sing, because I know that a lot of people are asking for songs, and it's Bogey Days is what I'm working on. I've got the recording. I just need to make sure that I put it in a PowerPoint so we can actually hear while we're singing. I like to hear the singing while I'm singing, so you don't just hear me and I just don't sound off tune. But it also keeps us in rhythm with the words that are being sung. But I'm working on that. I didn't get that quite done today, but we will get that next week. All right, and review module 2. So now we've learned from the alphabet to 2 syllables to 3 syllables, and then from there we learned simple words, and after that we learned how to conjugate in the first person, second person, and third person. That was module 1. Module 2, we are doing present tense. Let's see, present tense negation. Here's the rules. And this is what we did in module 2. And module 3, we're going to do present tense future negation. And I will show you that in a minute. So there's our rules. First person, present tense. There's no L grading. You drop your ETB, you get your verb stem, you add your person marker I, or V, which is I, it's is you, and there's no person marker again for the third person. And like I said, this is the first person. You add your go or ego. You add your subject marker D and you add your auxiliary verb os. Hombeda, verb stem right here, person marker, negation. Since we have a V, that's why we add that KO instead of EKO, because the V is a vowel and you don't put two vowels together. So I wanted to point that out right there, because I know, like I said, it gets lost in a lot of our notes, and sometimes the rules will keep changing and things keep changing. So right here, the reason, like I said, we add the KO is because the V, the is a vowel. If it was just the P right there and no then we would put a vowel there, EKO. All right. You add your subject marker T, E. You add your auxiliary verb os, am, are, is. Homba, quote, os. Homba, quote, os. Homba, quote, os. All right. And then eating, I not am not eating. Right. Awesome, awesome. Let's see. This is first person. First person. I think that's second person. Yeah, second person. All right. Just trying to look at this while I'm showing you guys, and it's little bitty. I'm just having a little issues here. I know I had everything in there, but trying to see it while I'm trying to show you guys is sometimes taxing. All right, present tense negation, second person. No L grading, you drop your ETV, you add your person marker, it's or nothing. Since we're doing second person, it means you. You add your negation, co or equal, add your subject marker D, you add your os, am, are, is, hombeda, drop your verb stem, you got home. You add your it's, you add your EKO, ego. And right here, you see that the K is the last thing before you add your negation. That's why we add EKO. If it was a or another vowel, we would have just added KO, because like I said, we don't put two vowels together. And then you add your subject marker T, B, you add your os, am, are, is. I know I've started breaking everything down in syllables, because that, if you just look at that straight out, that looks really scary. So you just break it down. Home, it's equal os. Hombits equal os. Hombits equal os. You just have to keep practicing. Like I said, I know when I was learning, I'd look at that, I'm like, there's no way I can say all that. But with practice and breaking it down, if you can do it, you will do it. So you can do home, it's equal os, if you want to do it that way. Like I said, you can always write here, right beside it, write your notes. Home, it's equal os. Home, it's equal os. And just keep practicing. Eating, you are not eating. And like I said, hombeda was one of my favorite words, because that's everything. We have everything in common with anybody with hombeda. All right, present tense negation, third person, no L grading. You drop your ETV, you get your verb stem, you add your person marker, which in this case is right here. No person marker, because it's third person. We've already gone through we've already gone through it's, and so the third person is no person marker. Close and open and close parentheses is just my placeholder. You add your negation, go or eco, add your subject marker D, you add your auxiliary verb os, am, are, is, hombeda, verb stem, person marker, which right here again is no person marker in the third person. So that's the placeholder. And since P is the last thing right here, you add your vowel, EKO. All right, equal os. You add your os. So if you want to look at it as a breakdown, home equal os. And here you can see that as we go further along, my notes get a little bit more detailed because people are asking for different things, because we're all in our different places in our language journey. Some of us are still, where it needs to be broken down. So you can see, like I said, my notes are a little bit more detailed. Os. Os. Just keep practicing. And before I said right here, this D, sometimes you hear people say hombiko dos with the T over here. And that's not wrong, it's just a different way to do the same thing. This is how I learned in college, right? Hombiko with the T right there. And in a different college, I learned the T over here. So hombiko os or hombiko dos. Eating, she, he, they, it, not are. They are not eating. Like I said, I can also be she is not eating, he is not eating, it is not eating. But to see what you're saying and instead of having to go ask somebody, hey, what am I saying? Or what does this mean? I get so excited because I can finally understand what I'm saying and I don't have to rely on somebody. I guess that's one of the things that I like to know and know why things happen. But the thing with languages, there's not always definites. And that's the thing that a few of us who have not grown up in the language are trying to get through is sometimes there's no definite answer. We came across another one today where I was like, well, how do you know when to cut off a word and when not to cut off a word? Like you see the word for deer is ECO, and then for the word for horse, I've seen an ECO thaco, big deer. And so now you hear people just say thaco, and the ijo thaco went down the thaco. So I was asking, how do we know when we can cut something off or when we can't cut something off? And there's some other words like that, and we were talking about that, and there's really no definite. So some people say ijo thaco for horse, and now I hear a lot of people, and I grew up hearing thaco. So just some little things like that. There's really no yes or no, right, wrong, or definites. But just to know, ijo thaco was originally for thaco, and it just got cut down, just like toloji was for chicken. Now you just hear toloji, and why that happened, we're not sure, but some people still say toloji. I think that's more of the old way of saying it, and now it's just toloji. And you hear some of these things in English as well. So language just changes over time. If you think about it, we don't speak like old world English, like the King James Bible translation, thy and thy, all of that. We don't say that. So I think all language changes for whatever reason. I don't know, but there it is. All right. So for our for module 1, I had made module 2. I'm sorry. Module 2, I had made templates. So these templates, you can use all of your infinitive verbs. It doesn't matter what infinitive verb, from my understanding, you can use every single infinitive verb. Put it here, like litkeda, to run. Put it there, and then you put to run. You go here, you make your little steps. Verb stem, no L grading. You add your person. Since this is second person template right here, that's why you've got itsk. You've got EKO. And again, the reason why we don't put just KO is depends on if there's already a vowel there. All right. This is from Amy. I heard someone say Muskogee Creek was intuitive about what to say, almost. Yeah. And I hear, since I teach in the city as well, I hear people say, well, you're saying things wrong, or that's not how I was taught. And I have to tell them, look, this is how I was taught. This is how some speakers speak it. but not everybody speaks it that way. So if your grandparents or your parents or whoever they learned it from spoke a different way, that's fine. You know, I'm not gonna say they're wrong, but there's some people like still say tology for chicken, and some people say tology. You know, you still know what they're talking about. You're just like, oh, okay, you're saying a little different. Somebody did say I was saying something wrong, and I said, okay, you know, but I'm not gonna be rude or mean. I'm just like, okay, thank you. But I learned the way I learned, you guys learn the way you learn, and if you're learning different ways, I want to present as many ways as I know to show you guys that there's a lot of different variances out there. And I know Mvhayv Barnett does as well, because we talk about some of these things all the time. All right, like I said, the reason why we put the EKO there is depending on your infinitive verb right here. If it ends in a vowel, you don't add a vowel. But if it ends in a consonant, you add a vowel. Okay, that's why it's in parentheses. Your T, you add your os auxiliary verb, and all of these are the same thing. You just add your infinitive there. And right here, you got the end, it says it's equal os, or it's got os. Or yeah, it's would be got, it's got os. But if it was you know, instead of it's, we're talking about first person. If it was you would add K-O-T, got, instead of equal. So be got, os. All right. Whew, I know I'm getting through all of this, but that's what we've learned so far in module 1 and 2. So that's exciting. We've come from very beginning to where we're at now. And let me see. Okay, this is still module 2. And for those of you who were not in last week's class, because we only had one Zoom class, Monday was a holiday. So we only had it on Wednesday. But I wanted to share this with you guys. This is the hymnal. I know people are talking about the little black hymnal. And right now, the Muskogee Creek Language Department had contacted the printers and the person who makes the hymnals, and they are in between being printed. And what they were saying is they are printing on a thicker piece of paper for this round of printing, but it's not quite finished. But in between there, hopefully this pops up. There you go. All right, this is online. And I thought I'd share it with you guys because a lot of people were asking questions about when is it going to be reprinted. We don't know. We've asked around, but here it is online. You know, all of these prayer hymns are out there. And let me take you down in here and see if I can find it. All right. Higher ground, and at the very end, it has all of the index of everything that you're looking for. Okay, I didn't go all the way down. This is in the way. There we go. I had to move the. Okay. Here we go. That's what I was trying to show you. The Muskogee index. So anything you're looking for, as far as what your hymn, it's all here at the end. All right, so I guess a hymnal's different. I'm used to it being at the beginning, and when I was looking through it, I happened to stumble on it. I was like, oh, okay, it's at the end, but it's all here. It's all online. So I got the link for you guys right here. It's in the Google Drive as well. So there it is. All right, and Muskogee language classes, Muskogee media, right here. These are the language classes from a few years ago, and these help me as well. I sit there and I listen to them because the more you hear the Muskogee language being spoke, the more you're going to absorb it, and the more things are going to make sense, because you're going to hear some of these speakers, and I know this is Mvhayv Barnett speaking, but you're going to hear the rhythm and hear the tones and the inflections on the words. Okay, Lee said, I'm brand new Are any of these docs on Google Drive? Sorry if I missed the link. Yes, they are on Google Drive, and I will put them in the chat in a few minutes. And thank you, Lee. Thank you for coming. And I'm excited about everybody who's learning the Muskogee language, because it's, and I'll say it again. This is a language that the government was trying to eradicate. So for each time we learn, or each word or sentence or anything that we learn in our Muskogee language is carried on from our ancestors who at one point in time was not able to speak it. So we are speaking for them. So it gets back to, making me feel good that I'm saying words and I'm speaking our language, which some of our ancestors could not speak. So almost like carrying the torch kind of feeling, where it's like it, and you hear Mvhayv Barnett say it's an honor to speak our language and to know our language. But Mado for coming. I really enjoy teaching and having new speakers. Here's also again on YouTube. There's a lot of new things that we're doing. We're not quite all of it's out there yet, but you have our Mvhayvs. Lee, this is on there. This is on the links. I will give you the Google Drive in a few minutes. But you see my class over here. I'm on there. These are the recordings of the classes. Mvhayv Barnett's class is right here. Oops. And then Mvhayv Eli's class is right there. All right. And I encourage everybody to listen to each Mvhayv, because we all have a different take on the language. And here's the Google Drive. So we all have a different take on the language, and we're trying to share it with you on how we learn a lot of times, and not everybody learns the same. All right, there it is. There's the Google Drive. And of course, somebody would text me while I'm in the middle of class. All right. So this is on the Google Drive. This is out there for you guys to reference. I know, and I have to find it, but I know there's an online dictionary for Muskogee, which is on online somewhere. And I had it at one time, but I have to find it again. All right, this is what we had looked at last week. I am trying, like I said, I am still learning, and I am trying to incorporate more Muskogee into our learning. So this is one of the things we're doing in the city where I have in-class students. We're all trying to speak more Muskogee, even if it's just a few words. So in classroom, if you don't know something, you say, I don't know, he thucks, and he thucks. So I have it also, like you see, in more of the broken down syllable. So that'll help you. And then if you, you can't really, well, I guess I could say have a C, but more than likely you're already sitting legibus. Hadamangas, say it again. And these are some of the things, like I said, you can practice, even if you're in chat, you can just, chat it, or if you want to unmute, you can say that again. Hadamangas, say it again. Just remember, like I said, I'm still learning too. So sometimes I'm like, okay, if somebody asks me something, I'm like, I know I kind of remember that word. I'm not quite sure what it means. And I'm sitting there trying to process. And sometimes I'm just like, can you just tell me what you said? But this gets us into the mode of speaking more Muskogee and hearing more Muskogee if you're speaking it, right? And Amanajabus, help. So if you need help with something, say another pronunciation, just say Amanajabus or Amanajas. I don't know. Sometimes my mind is thinking something, and my mouth is saying something. Amanajas. I don't know where bus came from. Amanajas. And then listen, Mvhayv. And I remember when I was learning French, she would say in French, listen, and then we would listen, and she would say what she was going to say. And then she would say in French as well, repeat. So after we listened, we would repeat. Oh, go ahead. Somebody have a question? All right, so I'm trying to get more into that so we can hear it and we can practice it and practice saying it. And I can practice hearing it too. Because, you know, like I said, even up here, we've got so many speakers, which is awesome. But we are all going in different directions because all the Mvhayvs are teaching different places. And sometimes you go in there and there's one or two people there and everybody else is gone, but they're teaching. They're teaching at the schools, the middle school, the high school, and others, so many schools around here. So even though we have a lot of speakers back there, we don't always hear it or we don't always speak. And I'm still, like I said, I'm still learning. So I sound really choppy and I'm trying to get better and speak it even more in classroom as well. So we can hear it, model pages, listen, and we can say it. And here it is. Hadam Magus, or you can just say Magus, say it. All right. And then he just look, Tejones, stop, Mvhayv is the teacher. Chihit, Jayat. Okay, I know I practiced this because I had one of the speakers helping me. Chahijayat, Identos. It is good to see you. Like I said, I'm learning, so it's a little choppy, but that's okay. And then Hayin, Olejas, put it here. And Jogahija, student. I know I've also looked in the dictionary, it could be Nak Jogahija, student. And one of the things that I was talking to my class in the city about is some people get offended when you call them a student, but I think as long as you keep learning, it doesn't matter how old you are. And if I don't get offended for somebody to say I'm a student, I'm still learning, you know, whether it's a new phone, whether it's a smart TV, we're always learning. So it's not trying to put anything down, but you're just learning. And right here, you know, Mvhayv, I'm teaching this. I know a little bit about our Muskogee language. Now ask me something about something else, then I'm not a Mvhayv. All right, then I'm a Jogahija. Okay. All right, so whatever you're good at, you're in a Mvhayv. If you're good at sewing, Mvhayv. You know, if you're good at cooking, Mvhayv. You know, whatever you're good at, each one of us is a teacher somehow. All right, and Jogahija, each one of us is a student somehow. All right, because like I said, these smartphones and some of these computers, they're not my thing. And I have to ask my kids, how do I do this? And now, you know, with all of this technology, it, you know, even if you learn your phone and you're doing really good, then sometimes it changes. I had put everything in Google Drive, but I don't know, those of you who know anything about online stuff, sometimes it just does not, I'm gonna say replicate, because if you have like Google and they have many different servers, you can update it on one server, but all the other servers haven't caught up with the information from the first server. Ask me how I know that. Because I've done this many times. Where I updated something and you think it's going to be right there. It shows on my laptop, but it doesn't show here. But it takes a few, sometimes minutes to replicate on each server. And sometimes they have a backup server, which, you know, it's on its own time. See if I can refresh, maybe it'll be there. Okay, so this is from last week and I don't know why it's not showing anything. Let me grab notes real fast. All right, before I try to do this, does anybody have any questions? All right. So like I said, one of the things that I wanted to try to do is to help you and to help me is the classroom terms here. So just print this out or write it down, however you remember it, and just practice these. I did have a PowerPoint and it's right there. I have a PowerPoint that goes to this. And like I said, and they asked me that the Mvhayvs asked me, they said, why do you get me to say these words? And I'm like, well, we want to sound like you. We want to sound smooth and flawless in speaking Muskogee. I said, I say these like githucks, 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 githucks. I don't know. I said, we want to sound like you because I know those of us who are learning this sometimes just don't have the tone. And so I put these to PowerPoint, and which I have over here for some reason it's not showing. And you can go through probably later today, it should be on there, but you can go through and you can hear it. You can review these classroom videos and you can hear it and you can practice with those speakers. So that's why I put it on there. That's why I was telling them, I say it, but I'm still a second learner. This is the second language for me. So I'm not going to have all those intonations. And whenever it comes on the Google Drive, it's a PowerPoint. You just hit the PowerPoint and you can hear them speak it. Say the words after them. You know, try to get all of the tones and all the inflections that they have in the words, because that's how I want to learn. I want to learn how our ancestors learned, and they are the link to our ancestors, because a lot of them have grown up only knowing, or a lot of times their first language was Muskogee. So I want to reach over and grab what they have. And like I said, I've talked to them just this morning and we were talking about this. I'm like, no, I teach this. It's just, I know I sound choppy. I know even in French, I sound choppy. I never got to be really great at it. I did go to France. I did speak to them and they knew what I was saying. And then I wasn't so good that they you know, kept talking, but they said, okay, let's speak English. So I know how to say it. I know how to write some French, but like I said, those little intonations are not there. And you know, I probably sound like a little kid when I go to France and speak it, but you know, I know how to say it. I know how to write it, but it's just doesn't have those intonations. And that's what I'm trying to get out also in Muskogee. And I hope as well that all of this helps you. All right, so like I said, it's Spogie Days. I am going to put this to PowerPoint and we will sing it at our next class, because I know we did Hallelujah, and then we've done Baby Noja before, and some of the other songs. And I think it also lifts our spirit when we say or speak the Muskogee language. I don't know if everybody feels that, but I can feel strength and power when I speak or when I sing. All right, so I've got the classroom terms. That's what we got. Let's see. And okay, our new infinitives, whenever the computer catches up, they're, goodness gracious. Our new infinitives are Yehigada, to sing, Ohida, to hear, Obanida, to speak, to talk, Ojejida, to write, Ohoneyida, Ohonyida, to read, Yehigada, or Hegekida, to cry, Athada, to go about, Odotkada, to work. So that is what I have on a, let's see if maybe it's here. That's what I have on the PowerPoint whenever it shows up. Okay. Module 3, come on, be there. Yay! Woo, I told you. I'm not a little nuts. Yes, I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. All right, this is what we're getting at. Future tense 1 negation. This is what module 3 is going to be over. Future 1 tense negation shows that someone is not going to do something. There's no L grading in future one tense negation. And then here are the rules. They are just slightly different from our other rules. And if you notice that each time, each module almost has one extra rule or one extra step. Because right here, that's our extra, that's the step that we didn't have before. Okay, so we drop the ETV. You add your tense marker, which is which is our future negation tense, not going to, or yeah, going to, not going to do something. And then you got your person marker up, it's nothing. You got your negation goal or equal. You add your subject marker D, and then os. I did not get to make any sentences, but this is what we're going to be learning this module. And here are our infinitive verbs right here. Infinitive verbs. It goes ya, he, gita, ya, he, gita, to sing. Pohita, to hear. Open yada, to speak, to talk. Hoje jida, to write. Oho nayada, to read. Hegit gida, to cry. Athida, to go about. Adot gida, to work. All right. So there it is. I told you I had it, and there it is. Woo! It makes me feel good that it finally appeared. And this is also what I told you about. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Let's see.
Mvhayv,
Can you hear it? Yes.
On that y'all hang it up, would that be a I instead of an A? If you scroll back for to sing.
Would that be an I?
Instead of an
A.
Sometimes I get really mixed up because the A's can sound like
right.
I's, and then sometimes it sounds like A, and I'm not sure.
Let me see.
Is it because it's between two constant, or how does that work?
It might be an I. I have to double check. I did have somebody check me because before I go on here, but sometimes we both miss it. But I think it may be an I. I will check on that. And if it is, I will change it. But some of the things that I've seen in different dictionaries, sometimes things are an A. Yeah, hey, yeah, hey. It looks like it would probably be an I if you're talking about that. So I will double check. I will double check that. And sometimes I see things spelled differently according to different. But it does seem like it would be an I. That's correct. So I will go back and. But oh, were you guys able to hear that? I don't think you guys did. On this, did you hear the speaker speaking?
Monks, Mvhayv, we did not.
No.
And the Green Dictionary has it as an I.
As an I, okay.
But Mvhayv, I can't spell in any language, so you're better than me.
No. And I think I do remember it being an I, and like I said, so one of the things I'm not good at is typing, so I have to go back and redo things. But okay, I will change it to an I. I think that you're correct because the I has the A sound, and sometimes I'm saying it in Muskogee, and then the switch back to English. There it is. All right. So I did have this hooked up to. You can see the audio files, but I will reattach it. But it does. You see, it does have the audio files. But here's the phrases we were talking about. Oh, no. These are different phrases. So what we are going to do in our in-person class, we're going to try to sit down and have a meal. So this could be for whenever you guys have get-togethers or anything you guys can know some of these phrases, what to say. And I know I didn't put these in the syllable order, but I did practice, and these are they do have the speakers. I wonder if this one works. No. Okay, it doesn't work, but sometimes when Google catches up, they don't have that connection that I originally put on there. It says, do you want dessert? Nak chumbi chi yed. Nak chumba chi yaja. All right, nak chumba chi yaja. Nak chumba chiaja. All right. Like I said, it takes a little practice. And then do you want more? Hadam chi yaja. Hadam chi yaja. Ya. Hadam chi yaja. Whew. For some reason, my mouth is not working this morning. And do you want water? Wiwa or owa? And like people have said, wiwa is an older way to say water. And a lot of us say owa, but either one works, wiwa or owa, jiaja. All right, nage, iskida, jiaja. Okay, yeah, I think I needed the space there. Do you want to drink? So all of these things you can say in, on the 4th of July celebration, just, you can just say this and explain what you're saying. And some of the things that I do when I'm practicing, like I've said, we go to Walmart and I say, Mado, thank you. And it's funny because they like, oh, she said thank you, but I say Mado, thank you. So I get in the habit of saying Mado, or somebody says something, I say Inga, you're welcome. And it's funny, they kind of know me sometimes over here at Walmart, just depends who's there. And they'll open the door and they'll just be really courteous. And I'm like, wow, just because I say thank you, Mado, thank you, or, you Inga, you're welcome, I guess maybe that's something that might be not said very often in some places. And what time is it? Let's see, Yakifke, Yakifkera, Yakitha, Najoma. Whew. Like I said, Mvhayv Barnett was helping me with this one. Where is the bathroom? Estamin, Fuguji, Ojidowa. Ojidowa. Because from what I learned, there was no Oji. Oh, right here, Oji. It won't highlight, but it wasn't like that. So she helps me to put it in the correct order and the correct phrasing. I'm going to the bathroom. Chuguji ayes. I want a drink. Eskida Chiaja. And it's hard to learn Muskogee. Muskogee Kithara. Muskogee Kithara Yichitos. Muskogee Kithara Yichitos. Yes, it is hard to learn Muskogee, but you're doing it. I'm doing it. So we're beating that mindset of it's hard because we are doing it. Slowly but surely we're doing it. All right. And okay, this is the other one I showed you a while ago. I just made it a little prettier. This is Keithucks, I don't know. They gave us have a seat. Hadam Mongus, say it again. Okay. There needs to be a space between Hadam and Mongus. And then Amanagus, help. Mabelhagus, listen. Aegis, listen. Begonus, stop. Mvhayv. And then Chihija, ya. Okay. It looks like it's 2 words together. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Heathen dos. There should be no N on heathen. Heathen dos. They said no N. So heathy dos. All right, I have to change that one. Ooh, it looked like put some of my words together for some reason. I did this in a different program. So heya, heyan, olagus. And between the N and the O, there should be a space. I will correct that. And you see Chogahija, student, and Kithkiska. And Kithkiska, do you understand me? And this, it had I don't, hopefully it will work, but this one had also the audio, and I want to see if the audio is coming through. No, doesn't. Can you guys hear that? Because I don't hear it on my side. All right,
Oh,
I don't,
goodness.
okay, all right. All right, so this will be out there and they will be connected. You see that all the audio files are there. But these are the things that we're going to cover this, for this module. We're trying to use Muskogee a little bit more. I'm gonna ask you guys to, we're gonna try to speak a little bit more. And we're gonna go back between module 1, 2, and 3. You guys have the link for the Google Drive. If you need to review, we're going to use some of those infinitive verbs from our previous modules. There should be a PowerPoint with the pronunciation already in module 1 and 2. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, email me, give me a call. Like I said, I'm trying to learn as well. So if I, say something and we'll try to speak Muskogee, even the short little bitty words like, asking a question like Magus, say it, or what is it, Mvhayv, listen, Mvhayv, Magus, Hadam Magus, say it again, say I didn't say something or you couldn't understand or anything like that. Just these little words that we can start saying, or fikhonas, stop because you're writing something or something. That's what I'm trying to get a little bit more interaction and just starting slow and just starting one little step at a time. We're going to get to speaking and to interacting a little bit more. Is there class tomorrow and when is the class meeting next? Okay, class tomorrow's the 4th. So we will not have classes tomorrow because nobody's going to be here. So no class tomorrow for Mvhayv Barnett. And then Wednesday, I will have class on Wednesday, which is the 5th. So there's class here. These will be hooked up, but tomorrow's the 4th, so Mvhayv Barnett will not have class. All right. All right. Does anybody have any questions? It's exciting for those of us who are teaching to see the progression of you guys and of ourselves too, because Mvhayv Barnett was talking about, she speaks with some of these first speakers and she's like, I wonder how much I don't know. Because there's some older speakers who have also only grown up in the language for the majority of their life. So we're all in our language journeys, and it's exciting for me to see how far I've come and to interact with you guys and hear and see how far you guys have also come. But like I said, this is what we're starting on is the notes on there. I'm not going to do something. I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to do, the chores. It's just, just another way to conjugate. And when you get to the point where you don't have to sit there and think about conjugating, it'll just start coming really fast. I already know the steps. It just happens and it will click. It just takes a long time. And to learn any language proficiently is going to take years. And I'm not quite there. A lot of us are not quite there, but there's some of us I know. Some of you guys are really awesome and you guys are way ahead of the curve. But, like I said, just listen to everybody, listen to all the Mvhayvs, you will learn something in everybody's class. All right. Anybody got any questions before we take off? All right, Mado, I just want to say, Mado, have a good weekend. A holiday, and just be safe. Be safe. All right.
Jay.
Maria, Mado.
Yeah, just little simple words. Just say that. All right. I will see you guys on Wednesday.
Take care. Be safe.
All right, you too.